If you've ever experienced an affair in a relationship, and maybe you were the one that strayed, or maybe your partner strayed, you know how painful that position can be. You know how painful that situation is. It's incredible. The question I'm going to ask you today to think about is, can anyone at all recover from affairs? Can anyone or everyone recover from an affair? Is there such a thing as an affair that you cannot recover from? And if you can recover, what are the steps? In the past 20 plus years of working with couples and therapies, I have worked with so many individuals that have been on one side or the other with an affair, and it's devastating to everyone. It has torn families apart, it's ripped people's faith, it's torn down people's self-esteem, it's done everything negative in the world, and yet millions of people have recovered from affairs. So what's the difference? What makes one couple be able to come back and to strengthen their love and strengthen their marriage after an affair, or strengthen their relationship after an affair, versus another couple that won't even give it a shot, that say, trust is broken, I'm out of here, I'm not even going to do it? What's the difference? Well, I want to share with you a couple case studies that I have been involved with to let you see what happens for those individuals that are able to recover. Now, the first I'm going to tell you about is a couple I worked with just about a year and a half ago. And one of the individuals that come into the office, they said, I really want you to help me get rid of my partner. They had an affair, they strayed, we had a vow, we married each other, we're wearing rings. I mean, everything that we've done up to this point has been right on target, but this is unacceptable. And I can even show you proof in the Bible that says that you can divorce someone only if adultery has occurred. And that person sat there, and for the first couple sessions, they just vented and vented and vented. And they had all the proof in the world of why their partner was, no matter how sad and sorry and how much forgiveness they were asking for, there was no way they were getting back together. Now, here's a key point, and this happens almost every time in the couples I've worked with. It's usually at session 4 or 5 that we have a major breakthrough. And you're probably wondering what causes that breakthrough, and this is going to surprise you. The cause of the breakthrough is always when the person who did not stray owns up to the responsibility that they carried that led to the affair. Isn't that amazing? You wouldn't think that that's a crucial part of recovery, would you, from an affair? And yet, in all the couples that I've seen that were able to come back together and make it, this was crucial. It almost seems oxymoronic, doesn't it? That in order for a couple to come back together after an affair, the one who stayed in, the one that stayed home, admitted their role in the affair. Doesn't that seem kind of wacky and illogical? But it's the truth. And let me tell you why that's the truth. When an affair has happened, usually one person's right and one person's wrong. That's the way we look at it in this black and white logical world. But it's never that so. It's never like that at all, really. The one person who's right is the person that did not have sex with someone else. The one person who's wrong is the person that had sex with someone else. And yet, in 100% of the cases I've worked with, there has never been any individual that has stayed in that hasn't had a role in this affair. And what does that mean? It usually means the person that did not go out and have sex with someone else shut down in a big way, in some major way. They may have shut down in communication, which is always the case. They shut down in the bedroom, which is often the case, if not always the case. They've shut down in sharing their emotional dreams. They've shut down in sharing their vulnerabilities. In other words, the person that did not stray had such a huge role in the affair by shutting down that it might have been the straw that broke the camel's back that led the person out to stray, that led the person to go out to have sex with someone else. When we shut our partner out via nonverbal communication, in other words, we may just never have any expression on our face. We may stop even verbally speaking to them. We may shut down in the bedroom. We may just obliterate all ties and roles and responsibility in the household. As long as we hold that stance, this is prior to the affair, as long as we hold that stance, we are helping our partner out the door. As crazy as that sounds, it's the truth. So here's one of the biggest keys to helping couples to recover from an affair, and that is the person that stays in assumes responsibility for the role they played. Now, this is almost nonsensical for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. The other major key is the person that strayed admits the fact that they erred as well. They come back in and they are humbled. They come back in and they ask for forgiveness. They come back in and say, I will go and work with a therapist, a minister, a counselor. In the work that I do, I always work with both sides of the affair. I mean, there's maybe been 1 or 2 cases in the last 20 years where I've only worked with one person. But most of the time, I work with both. If I'm I'm not working with both, the other side of the couple is out working with another coach or therapist or minister. So we really need to come down to the reality of this, is the person that did not stray owns responsibility for their role in the affair. The person that did stray owns their responsibility for their role in the affair. There has to be an extreme desire to heal the relationship over time. Now, these things aren't done instantly. Healing a relationship when an affair has occurred doesn't happen instantly. But as long as both people are working side by side along that path, miracles can happen. Do you know in the last 2 years, I've worked with couples where the person that strayed came in and said, I've made a huge error in my life. I need to end the affair. I'm going to, and I want to win my partner back. Here's something interesting. In these different cases, the partner that stayed in went against all of their friends and their family's advice. In other words, friends and family are saying, get rid of them, get rid of him, get rid of her. It's not worth saving the marriage. It's not worth saving the relationship because they cheated on you. They had an affair on you. And in each case, the person who stayed in had to also stand up against friends and family, well-meaning people, co-workers, that were saying, you've got to leave. But they found the faith, they found the strength to stand in the fire, to stand in there for their partner who was willing to come back in and work. And when both people were working, miracles happened. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you today because I'm here to help you as a minister and as an inspirational coach for the last 20 years working one-on-one with people or one-on-two with couples, is that I know that regardless what has happened in your relationship, if you want to save it, it is salvageable. We can save relationships, even those that seem down the tubes, out, gone. If you have a desire, I know we can help you bring it back together. View us and contact TalkDavid.com. Go ahead and contact us at TalkDavid.com. Let us be one of those little links or one of the bridges, one of the stepping stones for your relationship. If there has an affair that's already occurred, we can help resurrect if both couples want it, both partners want it. If you're on the verge and no one's had an affair, but you know that your relationship is crumbling, contact us now. Let us be a part of saving that relationship that is so sacred and worthwhile. TalkDavid.com. I'm David Essel. Have a fantastic day.